What's up, guys? It is John from Side Hustle Experiment. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Today's video, I'm going to cover what actions you could take if a prep center you were working with decides to basically ghost you. They're not getting back to you. We're talking about weeks, not like 2 hours or 24 hours. We're talking about for a week or two or three. What you could do about it, how you get a hold of them, some of the things you could do to make the situation better. I recently just went through this. There will be a video. You can watch the first video. This is part two. And I'm just going to kind of I did get the shipment. Basically, I had $7,000 worth of inventory there. About 6,000 was sent out yesterday. It finally got picked up. So I'm kind of going to walk you through how we got to this point, what I did to get it in case you ever get stuck in this situation. So if you could like the video, subscribe to the channel, it would mean a ton to me before we get started. And it just means a lot. It helps other people get the content so that it could help them as well. So basically, $7,000 worth of inventory there. Can't get a hold of the prep center. Basically, I posted in a Facebook group. Someone had a friend in where the prep center is. They went down, took pictures of my stuff. Was like, it's still there. So I was like, okay, great. So it was like kind of just trying to get a hold of the actual owner of the prep center to send it out. So basically, I said, listen, you need to get back to me. Is everything okay? I was very nice about it at first. I thought maybe there was a major like medical issue or something like that, just because it was kind of unlike them to just like totally not get back to us. They weren't really like great about it, but they did eventually. So what I ended up doing is someone suggested calling the police or sheriff in the town. This happened to be a sheriff, and I requested a wellness check, which is basically you could ask the sheriff to go to their location or the location you know of and to check up on them. Basically, I said, hey, listen, I work with this person. For about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months now. I haven't heard from them in about 3 weeks. Just want to know if they're like literally okay. Can you send someone over there to make sure they are okay? So did that on Friday, last Friday. And basically, the sheriff went over there. As soon as he went over there, I got an immediate response from the prep center owner saying that they were okay and that they're going to try to get to myself this weekend and they're sorry for the delay. I said, okay, glad to hear you're okay. No problem, yada, yada, yada. The sheriff called me. I was just like, listen, I was here 3 weeks ago for the same issue. I told her she needed to get it together. It seems like she's going to get it together. So just, you could call back if, there's more things that you want me to recheck up on or whatever. So that kind of worked right away. I would think anytime, a police officer like showed up at your place of work or something because someone called or a client called, it definitely gets their attention and knows you're kind of not messing around. So they actually did prepare the shipment, which was great. It was probably about 90% of the stuff that's there, which was great. And so it was going to go out on Monday for UPS to pick it up. Well, Monday rolls around, and at the end of the day, none of the packages were picked up. So I sent an email and call. So that was another thing. I was always calling and then emailing. So there was like a clear record. So basically I would call and say, hey, I'm just trying to get a hold of you. I saw that the pickup, it wasn't picked up. Is there an issue? Is there anything I could do? Yada, yada, yada. So basically I didn't hear back. Tuesday rolls around and basically same thing. Can't get a hold of them, calling, messaging, all that kind of stuff. And then my friend or someone I know very, very well, basically is a lawyer, and they said they would kind of help out a little bit. And so basically what happened on Tuesday night, she got back to me and said, listen, Your stuff already went out. The labels were printed. Um, I was like, okay, great. But when I looked in the tracking history, that was not the case. So again, like following up, and then on Wednesday, I didn't hear from them, and I was like, listen, you're not getting back to me. I really need to know like what the deal is with the shipment, and is it going out? Did it go out? I honestly think I didn't know why she would do all the work and then not ship it out. Seems super weird, but I don't know. Um, so I said, listen, if I don't hear from you, I'm actually kind of consulted with a lawyer. I don't want to do this, but I'm not hearing from you. So they're gonna be in touch with you if I don't hear back from you by tonight. So doesn't hear back. The next morning, the person calls them and leaves a message and said, "Hey, um, I'm representing John Muscarello. You have X amount of his inventory. He told me the whole story. You need to get back to me." Something to the tone of that. Um, right after that, I actually got an email saying that they thought it went out, but it didn't go out, but it was definitely going to go out today. So I was like, okay, like great, like, and the person who's helping me out was just like, I want you to send pictures to him that it got on the truck and that it went and all that other stuff. So basically, she, the prep center owner, ended up calling the person who was helping me and kind of explain what was going on. And like basically, it was just kind of like a story. It didn't really collaborate with like the information I shared with them, but whatever. So she basically said that they were kind of scared. It seemed like they just didn't really know what they're doing and they were way in over their head. And that's kind of, I mean, I guess it is what it is. But most important, so like, what did I learn from this whole experience? So number one, when you're in a situation like this, you have to be nice, but you also have to be firm. So I was never like, give me all my stuff or I'm gonna sue you. Like no, it like led up to something like that. Um, so that's number one. Number two, you have to have in your head a plan. Or let's go to first. So, number two, you have to set hard dates. So, basically, if you're like, I don't hear from you by the end of the day, I'm going to do X. If you don't get the shipment out by this date, I am going to do Y. This helps you set a timeline to have almost a basis. If you say get back to me as soon as you can, that means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So if you said I don't hear from you by tonight, then that means at 12 o'clock at midnight their time, that's it. Like you're taking the next step. So set really hard deadlines and just stick to the plan. Number two, you have to do, or number three rather, you have to do what you're going to say you're doing. So when I said, listen, if I don't hear from you, I'm calling the sheriff, that's exactly what I did. If I didn't hear from her and be like, oh, if I don't hear from you again, I'm calling the sheriff. It's like, no, like I said what I was going to do and I did it. When I didn't hear back from her, I said I'm going to get a lawyer involved. Didn't hear from her, got a lawyer involved. So you have to look like you're serious. Like you can't be thinking like, they're not really even threats, but like you have to get their attention somehow. And one of the best ways to do so is be like, oh, he's not going away. Like he really wants his stuff done. I really have to get on it. And we were extremely nice about it. We weren't threatening or anything. We are just like, listen, like we don't want to do a further action step. Like we just want his stuff to go to Amazon so we could be done with this whole thing. So that was kind of another takeaway from this whole thing. I did another video that I referenced earlier, kind of some of the triggers that I should have picked up on before hiring this prep center. So go check that out. But yeah, this was just overall a very, very stressful situation. In general, you know, when you are running a business, you're really using a prep center, you're really trusting them a lot. I mean, throughout the course of the 3 months, I probably spent about $40,000 or $50,000 worth of inventory there. Which after I added it up, I was like, wow, like that's crazy. And I didn't even see a picture of the prep center before doing it. And when I did see one, I wouldn't even say it was a prep center. Let's just say that. Um, so just keep that kind of stuff in mind. And I think the biggest lesson of this, both on their side and on my side, is the importance of communication. If she just reached out and was like, listen, I'm super busy, you're next on my list, and basically she had a plan that she followed. So if she said, listen, I can't do all your stuff, but I could do half of your stuff by tomorrow. And if she did half of the stuff by tomorrow, I'd be like, okay, like I feel a little better now. Um, you know, I think she's going to do the rest of the stuff and then kind of work back and forth. Um, so that's all anyone really asked for. And I think a lot of people, I am happy to hear, are they're starting to get their stuff prepped. They're starting to talk to her. I have no idea if it had anything to do with everything that happened with the sheriff and the lawyer and all that stuff. I have no clue. But hopefully, I will not be using them moving forward, but hopefully this will help you if you ever get in that situation. It is a scary thing, but I think at the end of the day, everyone just kind of wants the best for themselves. And, for the prep center, it's getting out our inventory and getting paid. And for me, it's getting my inventory to Amazon and working together or trying to get there. I think it's just really, really hard when one party is not communicating. But that is what I have for you guys. I hope you found this helpful. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments, have you had a issue in the past with a prep center? How did you handle it? Or what did you find most valuable about this video? I always respond to the comments, so I look forward to seeing them, and I'll see you guys in the next video.